Hey guys, Quacker Spooks here. Today we have another set of NFL predictions. This time it's week 4. We're not doing a Chime-a-thon this weekend. I did, and I thought I was going to, and I just decided not to. So no Chime-a-thon this weekend, but we'll get one sometime in October. Don't worry. Anyways, we'll definitely get one in November because of daylight savings time. But tonight we have the Detroit Lions taking on the Green Bay Packers. I'm going with Detroit on this one. Green Bay looked good against New Orleans, and Detroit also looked good, but they're playing each other now, so I'm going with Detroit to go 3-1. That's kind of hard to believe, actually. This is week 4 of the season, and I can't believe it's week 1 already. I can't believe it. So, but I am going with the Lions to go 3-1. The Packers will be 2-2. They just beat the New Orleans Saints last week. The Atlanta Falcons, coming off a loss against Detroit, are going to play the Jacksonville Jaguars in London. This is the first of 3 London games. But I am going to go with the Jaguars over the Falcons. The Falcons didn't look really good against Detroit. And I think the Jaguars, I know the Jaguars didn't look good against Houston. But I think Jacksonville can get back on their feet here. And I think the Falcons will be 2-2. Falcons, I think the Jaguars are going to be 2-2 as well. So, yeah. The Los Angeles Rams take on the Indianapolis Colts. I'm going with the LA Rams. I know the Colts beat the Ravens this past weekend, and I'm uncertain about this game for right now. But I think the Rams are going to beat the Colts here. I know they lost to Cincinnati. They're 1-2. So this will put them at 2-2. The Colts would also be in 2-2. But hey, it's week 3 and there hasn't been a single tie. Please don't let there be ties this year. I don't think they're going to allow ties this year. Well, they do technically allow ties, but, I don't see them. I don't see any team tying this year. So, fortunately for me, that's always good. But I am going with the Rams over the Colts. That would put me at... put the Rams at 2-2, and so will the Colts. So I'm going with the Rams over the Colts. The Baltimore Ravens take on the Cleveland Browns. I'm gonna go with the Ravens. I know they lost to the Colts, but they did look good doing it. But their injuries are what are killing them right now. So, but Lamar is healthy. And Gus Edwards is healthy, so just a lot of injuries on that front, unfortunately. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go with the Ravens. They'll be 3-1. The Browns will be 2-2, convincingly here. Last time the Browns were 3-1 was 2021. They had beaten a very bad Minnesota Vikings team. So, anyways, speaking of the Vikings, they're playing the Carolina Panthers. I'm going to go with the Vikings over the Panthers. I know both of these teams are 0-3. Both of these teams suck, but I am going to go against the Panthers here so that one of these teams ends up 0-4. The But if they tie, dear God, will I be seething, because both of these teams will end up winless if that's the case. So, but I am going with the Vikings over the Panthers. That would put them at 1-3. The Panthers would be 0-4. Not a good start to the season, boys. Not a good start. I mean, Bryce Young is out, so Bryce Young's been out for a little while. I mean, I understand. The Cincinnati Bengals take on the Tennessee Titans. I'm going to go with the Bengals over the Titans. They won the game against the... Don't mind me, I'm just getting more water. They won the game against the LA Rams on Monday. So, yeah. They won the game against the Rams, which I thought that they were going to do. And they did. So, the Bengals are 1-2. The Titans are 1-2. So, one of these teams is going to be 2-2. And one of these teams is going to go 1-3. And that's going to be the Tennessee Titans. I'm picking the Cincinnati Bengals over the Titans here. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers take on the New Orleans Saints. I'm going to go with Tampa Bay. I know they lost to Philly, which was expected, but they look better. They look better than they did last year. I think they'll be 3-1. The Saints, I'm not sure how Derek Carr is feeling, because he was out for the second half of the Packers game. But I am going with the Bucs. They'll be 3-1. The Saints will be 2-2. The Miami Dolphins, who gave the Denver Broncos a big shellacking on Sunday, 70-20. That will be the most memorable score of the year, by far none. They take on the Buffalo Bills. But I am going with the Bills, giving the Dolphins their first loss. The Dolphins aren't invincible. They're good. They're a great team. They've gotten better. But the Bills, I like Mike McDaniel. I like what Mike McDaniel has done to this team. I like the Bills. And it's in Buffalo, though. So, sorry. But I am going with the Bills over the Dolphins. Both of these teams will be 3-1. The Dolphins are on top of the conference at the moment, but I think that's going to change as the season progresses. But I am going with the Bills. Both of these teams will be 3-1. The Denver Broncos take on the Chicago Bears. Sorry, I can't say that with a straight face. Both of these teams suck. I'm going with the Bears over the Broncos. I would never pick the Broncos over anybody. This team sucks. The Broncos suck. They cannot win games. I'm sorry. They cannot seem to win a game. It's going to be the Bears. When people see a game like this, they think chaos. Which, they're right. It is chaos. But I am going with the Bears. I'll put them at 1-3. Their losing streak will be over. Their 13-game losing streak will be over. And the Broncos, sorry, I was thirsty. And the Broncos will be winless heading into week 4. Sean Payton is going to get fired. This team is terrible. I'm sorry, but I'm going with the Bears. The Washington Commanders take on the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm going to go with Philly. Philly is as good as they were last year. They've been 3-0 2 years in a row. I know they were on Monday Night Football once. And that's when the Eagles' undefeated streak came to an end. Their undefeatedness, or whatever it's called. That's when they lost a game for the first time that season. That was against the Commanders. I think that was like... the last play was on a defensive touchdown. So, but I am going with the Eagles over the Commanders. That will put them at 4-0, the top of the NFC. And as for the Commanders, that would put them at 2-2. They got blown out against Buffalo. The Pittsburgh Steelers take on the Houston Texans. I am going to go with the Steelers. I think the Texans are garbage. I don't care the fullback scored a punt return touchdown. I don't care. That they're the Texans. They're going to find some bullshit way to lose, and the blame is going to be put on DeMeco Ryans for absolutely zero reason other than he's a first-year head coach. This is the same year. They have fired 2 first-year head coaches. It's awful. They fired Lovie Smith. They gave him a chance. He went 3-13-1. And they fired David Culley, who put them at 4-13, even though, they're the Texans and Deshaun Watson wasn't playing. What was David Culley supposed to do? Excuse me. Anyways, I'm going to go with the Steelers. They'll be 3-1. The Texans will be 1-3. Wait. Yeah, 1-3. The Las Vegas Raiders take on the Los Angeles Chargers. Is probably going to be on CBS. This is going to be the Chargers' game to win. They bullshitted their way against the Vikings. I went 10-6 this past week. Yeah. But I am going with the LA Chargers. That will put them at 2-2. The Raiders will be 1-3. And as expected, Josh McDaniels is going to be fired after this season. It's probably going to happen. I do not like Josh McDaniels. I don't think the Raiders fans like McDaniels. He's just an inept head coach. Just like he was in Denver. Just like Denver. The Arizona Cardinals take on the San Francisco 49ers. I'm going to go with the 49ers. 49ers will be 4-0. I'm not sure how this is going to be in terms of conference standings, but I think the 49ers and Eagles will be on top of the conference this year. So, we'll see. Plus, my birthday's coming up too, so get prepared for a short. So, anyways, I'm going to go with the 49ers over the Cardinals. Cardinals are trying to tank. I understand they won against Dallas. Dallas didn't look so good. So, but they're playing San Francisco now, who has an elite offense, a great defense. I have them in fantasy, and they usually put up 8 to 10 points a game. 8 to 10 points per week. And I know I lost this past week just because, Monday Night Football doubleheader. Whoever I was playing against optimized their lineup so that they can win. Anyway, I'm going with the 49ers. They'll be 4-0. Cardinals will be 1-3. The New England Patriots take on the Dallas Cowboys. I am going with the Cowboys. I do not like the Patriots in this game. The Patriots suck. I don't care that they beat the Jets. They've beat them 15 straight times. Maybe I should have considered that. But I just thought New England was kind of sucky, so I picked the Jets. What was I supposed to do? But I am going with the Cowboys over the Patriots here. Cowboys will be 3-1. And the Patriots will be 1-3. Not looking good. The Kansas City Chiefs take on the New York Jets. I am going to go with the Chiefs, as usual. I'm a Chiefs fan. Aaron Rodgers is out. This would have been different if Aaron Rodgers was playing, but he's not. Tore his Achilles 4 plays into his tenure as a Jet, which is brutal. So, anyways, I am going with the Chiefs over the Jets. Will be 3-1, and the Jets will be 1-3. Good Lord. The Seattle Seahawks take on the New York Giants. This is a Giants team that does not have Saquon Barkley, so this is definitely going to be a loss for them. I think they're 1-2 at the moment, so I think their only win was against the it was week 2 against the Cardinals. They just lost to San Francisco, so they are 1-2. But I am not picking the Giants. I am going with the Seahawks. The Seahawks will be 3-1, and the Giants will be 1-3. So, yeah. That's the day before my birthday, which is the 3rd. Anyway, we'll see you guys next week when we cover Week 5 and Week 4 aftermath. We'll see you guys then.